What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Life After Lockup, Season 4, Episode 20. Let's talk about Amber and Puppy. Amber's at home, chilling with her man TC. She gets a call from Puppy, begging her to come over. She rushes over to Puppy's house, and Puppy's in the bed, fast asleep. When Amber enters the room or enters the house, she sees remnants of like heavy drinking or something. And so she finds Puppy in the bedroom, fast asleep under the covers. She wakes her up and she's like, okay, what's up? And Puppy tells her that she went to the doctor or something and she's basically losing the baby. This pregnancy is not going to make it. And Amber's looking at her like, okay, isn't this what you wanted? Because, you talked about how you weren't ready for a baby. You didn't want to have a baby. It was all too much for you. And Puppy says that, she started getting excited about having a baby with Eric. And then she confesses to Amber and says that she had gone to a clinic or facility to end her pregnancy, but ended up changing her mind and now she's losing the baby. So she feels like she's being punished for even considering ending her pregnancy. Amber tries to explain to her, don't beat yourself up about it. That's not how this all works. Don't do this to yourself. And I agree with Amber. It's the two or have nothing to do with one another. What she intended to do and what ended up happening are not related to one another at all. I think that Puppy is making that connection because she wants to punish herself for ever considering, option A, what she initially wanted to do. So I think she's just trying to find a way to punish herself, but it's not the universe, it's not God, it's not the spirits punishing you for, considering ending your pregnancy. So Amber even says to her, she tells her don't beat yourself up about it. And she says to Puppy, you don't seem very happy. Amber, when has Puppy ever seemed happy? Puppy is so Miss Doom and Gloom. She's like the dark cloud of the show. Anytime that there's a scene with Puppy, Puppy is sad. Puppy is depressed. Puppy is struggling. Puppy is mad. Puppy is crying. Puppy's on the verge of crying. Puppy just got done crying. And it just doesn't end with, she's never happy. And then she chooses a man who's in a situation that does not allow him to love her and care for her and respect her the way that she deserves. So she's constantly, it seems like she's seeking out problems. She's seeking out trouble. I don't know what Puppy needs, but Puppy probably needs to go seek professional help to get out of this constant funk that she's in. Someone in my comments has said that, Puppy is probably depressed. Yes, I think she is. I think Puppy is in a very serious depression and doesn't even know it. She thinks that life is just making her this way. No, there's something going on much deeper because a lot of people on this show and a lot of people in real life have problems, but y'all, I have never seen anyone who's like so down in the dumps constantly. I mean, her face is like, I don't know if she's like, it's like her face is frozen in this constant look of hopelessness and just despair. Complete despair. I have yet to see Puppy happy. I don't think I would even recognize her if I saw her smiling. So, yeah, Puppy, you need to get yourself together. This might be a blessing in disguise because it doesn't seem like you're in any position to take care of a baby. It doesn't seem like you're in any position to take care of a goldfish. So take this as an opportunity to get your life together. Leave this man alone. Go do something better. Go find something better. And also learn to just be alone and be by yourself because she's so needy. She always needs Amber. She always needs, these good for nothing men. She's so needy, she just needs help, professional help. Just please, Puppy, go get some professional help. Try to figure out what you need to do with yourself. Get a job, go to school, find a trade, set up some goals for yourself. And she tells Amber that when her baby died, no, she says to Amber, whatever her and Eric had died when her baby died. You didn't really have anything with Eric that I can see because it's Amber that's there comforting you and not Eric. So I don't even know if Eric knows. But maybe that's what really got to her. It wasn't the fact that she was losing her baby. She probably was upset or sad because she felt like she was losing Eric. Now she had nothing to keep him. There was nothing there to keep him together anymore. It's just a hot mess. It's an absolute hot mess. Amber goes back home. She tells TC about her conversation with Puppy, and they talk about themselves, the possibility of themselves having children. And Amber and TC are of the consensus that they do not want to have children. And then TC says, Amber needs to get on birth control. That's what he says. I'm going to assume, because Amber seems like a smart cookie to me, I'm going to assume that they are using some type of precaution, but it's more on his side, and maybe he's tired of using whatever he's been using and he wants Amber to pick up the slack. And that's why he said Amber needs to get on birth control, because it's not going to make any damn sense to me if they're out there wilding out with no precautions, no protection, no birth control, no nothing. But here they are talking about, yeah, we don't want to have any children. Yeah, we don't need any babies. But y'all are doing everything under the sun to create a baby. Moving on to Chaz and Bronwyn. So Chaz says that he wants closure on something that was barely even open. He thinks that Bronwyn is hiding something. Yeah, she's hiding a whole man. Bronwyn says that Chaz has been sneaking around behind her back, talking to Tawny, trying to dig up information on her. And, she's blaming everything on Chaz. He's the one that's doing something wrong, completely trying to deflect the fact that she is the one that's in the wrong. She's got her escort business up. She's happy that her prison boyfriend is out of prison. And on top of that, it looks like she may be back to some previous behavior that she was involved with before, because the jerkiness of her body, she just looks like she's probably dipping and dabbing in some extracurricular activities. So Bronwyn thinks that there's nothing wrong with her escorting, and she says that Chaz needs to be okay with that and that he should not be judging her. That's fine. That's okay. You're right. If he wasn't your husband, yeah, he shouldn't be judging you about you being having an escort business. But he's your husband. He wants your body to himself. Not too many husbands are going to be supportive of their wives being escorts. There are some who don't care. There are some who support that. But the majority of husbands are not going to be too crazy about their wives escorting themselves to a whole bunch of strangers. So Bronwyn tells her friend that Chaz was, digging around for information on her. He wasn't digging into anything. The information was brought to him on a silver platter. He wasn't looking for any information. It just really irks me that she's got this so wrong. I don't know, intentionally or by accident. The fact that she has it so wrong, it just really irks me. I want someone to, reveal the truth to her of what's really been going on. The friend tells Bronwyn that she should find someone that doesn't take advantage of vulnerable women. What vulnerable woman is Chaz taking advantage of? I haven't seen a vulnerable woman on this show. What vulnerable woman is Chaz taking advantage of? Because I know she ain't talking about Bronwyn being vulnerable. So this is the same friend that Chaz believes Bronwyn is, conducting her escorting business with, because Chaz was digging. I take it back. Chaz was digging. He was digging all up into Bronwyn's escort website. And he saw that, it was, Bronwyn and her homegirl, they're the ones that go to, different sites, different work sites, or wherever they go to conduct their escorting business together. So that's the friend that tells Bronwyn, you need to find somebody better than Chaz, because he takes advantage of vulnerable women. I wish, those vulnerable women would show up so I'll know who she's talking about. So then Yola shows up. This is Bronwyn's boyfriend, or ex-boyfriend, that she was seeing way back in the day. He was cheating on her. He was ghosting her, treating her bad or whatever, but she's really happy to see him again. When she sees him, I mean, literally her face lights up like a Christmas tree when she sees Yola. Yola's face looks like a New York subway. There's so much graffiti on him, and it's all so random and it makes no sense. It reminded me of a New York subway, or a subway train, or a wall, a graffiti wall. I mean, it was hectic. It was so hectic. A guy like that, the only thing he could do is like some type of social media influencer type of job, or a tattoo artist. I just can't go get my taxes done with someone that looks like that. So because of Yola, Bronwyn had went back to prison for 2 years. I forgot the story that she told, but she said something about how her PO was doing a check. I forgot what she said, how it all came down, but somehow or another, something went down, and I think her PO was coming to her house to do a check, and they see Yola running away from her residence, and because she's not supposed to hang out with other felons or something, she went back to prison and did 2 years. I think that's what it was. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Listening to Yola and Bronwyn talk, I thought my TV was glitching, because Yola, with his very slow speech, and Bronwyn with her, her jitteriness and her her body, her little spaz. I don't know what it is, what's going on with her, but watching these two people, I thought my TV was glitching. I thought there was something wrong with my television. It was painful to listen to Yola talk, because he talked so incredibly slow, and he really wasn't saying much of anything. So while they're having a conversation, Chaz is blowing up Bronwyn's phone with text messages, trying to get in contact with her, and she was completely ignoring it. I mean, these two were made for each other. When you see the kind of guys that Bronwyn was into, and then you look at Chaz, you're just like, why would Chaz think that he ever had a chance with someone like Bronwyn? Why would he think there was any opportunity whatsoever? Chaz did this to himself. He did this to himself. He should have known better, that this was not the woman for him. He should not have been sending her money. He should not have been getting involved with anybody in prison. But then he says that he needs closure and he needs to talk to her, and that's his wife. And anyways, moving on. Destinie. So her friend Angela throws a surprise baby shower for Destinie. Destinie is 7 months pregnant, and she's considered high risk because she has hemorrhaged. She hemorrhages during her pregnancies, and she said this has happened to her before because she has 5 damn kids. Did not see that coming, y'all. Destinie has 5 children. Did not see that coming. I didn't even think Destinie liked children. And to find out that she has 5 and she's expecting her 6th, I was so confused. So she's got 5 kids. She doesn't have custody of any of them. They're all spread out amongst relatives and friends. She says she's still a part of their lives. How? When? Where? Destinie calls Sean, and she tells him that she's pregnant and that it's not his baby because the time frames don't match up. They had stopped messing with each other like 2 years ago, a year ago, or whatever, but she still wants her damn money. Sean calls Kelly to tell her about Destinie calling him. He asks about his daughter Gracie. He wants Gracie to come and see him. Sean goes and sits in his car, and he reflects on the kind of crappy parent that he has been towards his children, and it really, really does affect him. So he's trying to do better. He goes back home, and he has to ask Sarah for money because he says that he wants to treat his crew, because he's the manager. He wants to treat his employees to a appreciation dinner or something. And Sarah said, nope, not in the budget. So Sarah takes control of their finances. Sean hands over his paychecks to her. She's the one that manages the money. And Okay, fine, whatever. That is not very interesting to me. But yeah, so she manages the money. He has to go through her if he wants money. And I really hope that he was wanting that money to treat his employees and not starting a collection fund or whatever to try to pay off Destiny. Because he did say that he wished that he could just give her the damn money just to shut her up and get her out of his life. But why would you do that if you feel like you don't owe her any money? If you don't owe her any money, just, ignore her. Or better yet, tell her to go sue you in court if she really does believe that, there's money that you owe her. Like, I don't understand what's going on with Destiny. I mean, you really do believe that Sean's going to give you money? He's going to give you $50,000? And if he really does owe her money, Destiny, just take him to court and sue him and be done with it. Instead of all of this craziness that you're doing. It just made no sense. It made no sense to me at all. Moving on to Taylor and Chance. So Chance does not understand why they have to hold off on their wedding because he wants to get married ASAP. He says, we're having a baby. I don't understand why we have to hold off on the wedding. We need to be getting married as soon as possible. Taylor says that they don't have to jump into marriage. But y'all jumped into having a baby, which to me, it's a lot more permanent than a marriage because you can divorce someone and go your separate ways and never have this obligation to fool with them ever again. But with a baby, even if you do break up, you still have to deal with one another. And hopefully both of you are mature enough to co-parent successfully because a lot of people aren't. So you don't want to be linked to him through marriage. You'd rather be linked to him through a baby. You don't want to rush into marriage, but you're going to rush into parenthood with this guy. Taylor is considered high risk as well because she has a blood clotting disorder. They don't know the gender of their baby. They want it to be, I guess, like a surprise or something. Taylor is hoping, but not hoping for a boy because out of her 5 pregnancies, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Out of her 5 pregnancies, she lost one, which was the baby boy that she was carrying. And so she correlates losing a baby with the baby being a boy. So she does want to have a boy because she has all girls right now, but she's afraid that if it is a boy, something's going to go wrong in the pregnancy and that she might end up losing the baby. So, that's how I guess it's a way for her to explain why things happen the way they happen. And so she blames it on the gender of the baby more so than, this is just what happens sometimes, unfortunately. So they don't know the gender yet. It's going to be a surprise. When Taylor, because they're at the doctor's office getting an ultrasound so they can see the baby. And then when they're done with the ultrasound, Taylor goes to the bathroom, like how convenient. And this gives Chance a chance to talk to the doctor about getting a DNA test. So yeah, he wants a DNA test because he thinks that the reason why Taylor is postponing the wedding is because she's got something to hide. Yeah, that's going to go over so well. She's already very stressed out with finances, very stressed out with the baby, very stressed out with, trying to not marry Chance. And now he's going to put this DNA test on her and she's just going to be so thrilled. So thrilled. I don't think that this baby can be anybody else's but Chance. It's just stupid. Kevin and Tiffany, some more stupidity. Kevin's looking for Tiffany. He went to her job. He went here. He went there. He can't find her. She's not answering any of the calls. She's not responding to any of the text messages. So he reaches out to her friend. The friend decides to go ahead and meet with him. Why they had to meet in person, I guess it was to create a scene. It made no sense to me. Because she could have said everything she said in person. She could have just texted him all of that. But anyway, or they could have talked on the phone. So he meets up with her friend and he wants to know where the hell is Tiffany. The friend says she does not want to see you right now because of the video that you sent her. And Kevin is like, what video are you talking about? And so the friend explains, the video of Kayla at your house and you were taking a shower and, she was recording you and her and she sent this really awful message to Tiffany about this is my man, stay away. Kevin has no idea. So he looks at his phone. Evidently, I don't know if this could even be done. He looks at his phone. He doesn't see any type of video on it that was sent from his phone. So he completely denies it. The girl doesn't believe him. The friend doesn't believe him at all. She thinks he's lying, as she should. And he could, the friend or the producer says, because in his confessional, he's like, I don't see any video sent from my phone. And he shows his phone to the camera. And the producer says, well, do you think that maybe Kayla could have deleted the video that she sent? So he's like, oh, I don't know. Okay, that never crossed your mind. Okay, so Kevin, you wouldn't be going through this if you just would have gotten rid of Kayla. Or how about this? Why don't you just date Kayla? Which is basically what you're doing right now. But you feel like you have more control of the situation by not officially being her boyfriend or by not officially giving her your heart. So you feel like you're kind of controlling whether or not Kayla can hurt you. Like you are preventing yourself from getting hurt by Kayla because she hurt you before in the past. You're feeling like, well, as long as I keep her as my side piece, then she can't hurt me because she's just a side piece. But you are dating her because we see you more with Kayla than we see you with anybody else. So Kevin, you are dating Kayla. Tiffany is your side piece. Moving on. Let's talk about Rey and Brittany. Brittany goes to see an attorney. She wants to get some advice on prenuptial agreements, marital assets, how is she going to be affected if this marriage to Rey does not work out. Because she wants to know, if it doesn't work out, is he going to get any of my stuff? The attorney tells her anything that your parents have gifted to you or that you've inherited from is your separate property. Even when you're married, whatever is coming from your side of the family, it's your separate property. Because her parents are very worried that if they were to get a divorce and she inherits anything from them, that's going to be considered marital property and Rey would be entitled to it. But the attorney tells her, no, that is separate property, including restitution. Any debts occurred before the marriage is considered separate property. It's not the property of the marital estate. Then she asked about her children. Like, if she were to have children with Rey, would they inherit his debt? I've never heard of this, but that's what was going through her mind. And the attorney said, no, the children cannot inherit debts from their parents. The restitution is his problem, his issue. You don't got to worry about it. Your future kids don't got to worry about it. When y'all get a divorce, you don't have to pay for his restitution. They're not going to come after you, dig into your bank accounts to pay off his restitution. So she comes home. Oh, and then the attorney says to her, based on his past, do you think he may have any hidden assets? And I'm like, just like an attorney to ruin something. I guess just when she started feeling relieved that she doesn't have to really do a prenup because everything's going to be separate. Now the attorney puts this bug in her ear about possible hidden assets. So she goes home and the first thing she asks him is about those hidden assets. He says, no, I don't have any hidden assets. Girl, you knew he didn't. You knew he didn't. Rey even said, you think I have I have offshore accounts in, what did he say? Switzerland or something? Come on. I mean, people like to use, I don't know. I was going to say, when people are out there selling drugs, they want to use their money. I don't really see a lot of drug dealers like, let me try to put this away and save it for a rainy day. No, they want to use their money as it's coming in. That's what I thought, but I could be wrong. So then Brittany says she's against the prenup and they're not going to have to do a prenup. And so Rey is very, very happy about that because then I guess he doesn't have this fear that she's going to divorce him or leave him or I don't know what, but they're not going to do the prenup. Moving on to Deontay and Lindsay. They're still fighting outside on the sidewalk. So she calls Blaine to come pick her up. Blaine shows up. Lindsay tells Deontay, I'm choosing Blaine. I don't want to be with you. I'm choosing Blaine. And I'm trying to think in my mind, at what point did she make that decision that she was going to go off with Blaine and not Deontay? Because when he came to pick her up, because he drove from, was it North Carolina to Mississippi to see her? At what point did she decide that she wasn't going to mess with Deontay anymore and that she was going to stick with Blaine? At what point? Because it could have saved that man a damn trip. Could have saved him a whole trip. So Blaine shows up and he actually wants to confront Deontay. For what? Why? Why? Deontay says that his suspicions have been confirmed. He says he's always believed that Blaine and Lindsay had something going on. That's why they were living together. That's why they were working together. And so he feels like he's been vindicated. Deontay, it should never have even gotten this far. You need to leave the prison women alone, but you don't want to. Okay, then let's try this. You need to leave the women who are living with other men alone. Can we do that at least? Deontay, can we at least do that? Women who are living with other men who are also single, can we leave those women alone? Can you stick with women who either live alone or live with a female roommate or live with a relative? Let's leave alone the women who are living with other men. Other men who have hots for them. The hots for them. Why Blaine wanted to, Blaine really wanted a fight. And I'm just not understanding why. Like, Lindsay decided right then and there that she was going to choose Blaine over Deontay. At that very, very second is when she made that decision. What is there to fight about? It wasn't like y'all were together this whole entire time and Deontay stole her from you. She decided right then and there, for some odd reason, I guess because of this fight, she decided right then and there to that is my review. I have nothing else to say about these people. I'm just waiting to see Brittany and Marcelino. That's what I'm waiting on. I'm tired of wasting time with Kevin and Tiffany and Kayla. I'm tired of wasting time with Deontay and Lindsay. I'm tired of wasting time with Destinie trying to get 50K from Barely Broke Sean. I'm tired of all of that. I want to see Brittany and Marcelino. Thank you so much for joining me in this review. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video. If you like this content, please subscribe, and I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.